With all of the chaos going on in our world today, many question why God doesn't intervene. But it's not hopeless, and God is always there. Upon talking to the angels, they offer us insight.
Beloved children of the earth, Archangel Gabriel came to me to speak to you all in this moment of turmoil and chaos. Many of you ponder why God seems distant, especially in times of strife. This question leads you back to the sacred texts, where you find the notion of inheritance bestowed upon his Son. In the book of Enoch, deeper truths are revealed about this inheritance, one that was given to the prodigal son, who, in his waywardness, squandered it and contributed to the degradation of the earth, a realm meant to be his kingdom. This planet, once a pristine sanctuary, has been marred by the imperfections of humanity, spreading like a relentless virus. As you reflect on the nature of sin and overindulgence, you must confront an uncomfortable truth. Humans often revel in their desires. If God were to intervene, stripping the world of its vices and pleasures, would those who thrive on excess truly welcome such transformation? Consider the multitude who chase after beauty, luxury, and status, inhabiting grand mansions and driving opulent cars. What if God were to establish an equilibrium, erasing the boundaries that separate the affluent from the impoverished? Would this be seen as utopia, or would it become a dystopia for those who currently hold power? The reality is that many would resist such divine intervention. The wealthy and powerful, who have built their identities on accumulation, would likely oppose a world where equality reigns and superficial distinctions are stripped away. The allure of wealth and status is intoxicating. It creates hierarchies that many are unwilling to dismantle. Thus, the question shifts from, why doesn't God intervene, to what would happen if he did? The answer reveals a complex tapestry woven from human desires, fears, and ambitions. Moreover, consider the nature of free will. If God were to enforce a moral order, would that not undermine the essence of choice that defines your humanity? The freedom to choose, even when those choices lead to destruction, is a cornerstone of your existence. In a world where everyone is compelled to conform to a singular moral framework, the vibrancy of human experience would be diminished. The tension between divine sovereignty and human agency becomes a profound theme in your exploration of faith and existence. As you delve deeper into the implications of divine oversight, you must also reflect on the role of suffering and moral growth. Can true compassion and empathy emerge without hardship? It is through the trials of life that you often discover your purpose, strength, and capacity for love. In a world devoid of struggle, would you lose the ability to connect with one another on a meaningful level? Consider the question of fairness in divine judgment. If God were to come and judge everyone, how many would genuinely perceive him as just? The truth is that you often fail to understand one another, unable to see the depths of another's soul. Imagine standing beside a beloved parent, someone you cherish, only to have the Lord come to pass judgment on them. To you, Your Father is righteous and without blemish. Yet, God sees the truth beneath the surface, knowing the secret thoughts and complexities of their being. The essence of a soul is woven from thoughts, feelings, and energies. These are the true measures of character. This is why your thoughts hold significant weight. As Jesus spoke in Matthew 5:28, your thoughts shape you just as much as your actions do. Yet, you often perceive only a fraction of who someone is, limited by your external observations. If you struggle to grasp the full reality of one another, how can you expect to recognize God's fairness when He judges the wickedness of the earth? This is why Scripture mentions your struggles with the principalities of the air. The air symbolizes your thoughts, the internal battles you face regarding morality and ethics. The true conflict of wickedness lies within each individual. If God were to judge, based solely on your limited perceptions, how many would genuinely believe in His fairness? Many would make judgments rooted in their narrow experiences, failing to appreciate the broader context of each soul. God does not desire for anyone to view Him as unloving or unjust. Thus, He allows the truth to emerge in its own time. You live in an era where the Antichrist gains influence and where individual truths are increasingly brought to light. Sin is perpetuated through a lack of moral law, with social media, movies, and music promoting behaviors aligned with the deadly sins. As more individuals embrace their desires without restraint, they stray further from righteousness. When God ultimately judges, His decisions will be grounded in righteousness and truth. Yet, many remain in denial, clinging to the belief that they are good despite grievous acts. This places God in a complex position. He longs for you to love Him and view Him as fair, yet human understanding often falls short of grasping the true nature of divine discernment. Consequently, God does not intervene directly. Instead, He allows humanity to engage in its struggles, leading often to self-inflicted wounds and mistakes. In this way, He embodies true fairness. He refrains from action while allowing you to navigate the consequences of your choices. This approach underscores a profound aspect of divine justice, one that respects your free will and the inherent messiness of existence. Ultimately, it emphasizes that your journeys are your own, punctuated by your thoughts, actions, and the inevitable lessons learned along the way. Thus, the question of divine intervention is not merely about God's power to change the world, but also about the intricate dynamics of your existence and the values you hold dear. The challenge lies in recognizing that while you may yearn for a world free from pain and inequity, you must also grapple with the reality of your choices and their consequences. The path to understanding God's silence is perhaps a journey towards self-awareness, an invitation to confront your complicity in the world's suffering, and a call to cultivate deeper compassion for yourselves and one another. Remember this: for every time you found yourself in trouble and things worked out, He was there. For every moment of grief when someone came into your life to lift your spirits, He was there. For every plea for help that was answered through another, He was there. The Lord does intervene, but not always in the ways you expect. He allows you to journey through your own actions, good and bad, so that you may learn and grow. In doing so, He respects the lessons of consequence as you prepare for the day of judgment, when all truths shall be revealed.